Okay, so you can see, yeah, my screen is visible to all of you,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
and my
Yes, sir.
okay,
Yes,
my
sir.
my voice also clear to all of you.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
sir.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, so you can focus on the screen. So first thing, basics of Java programming language. Okay, so in last class we have discussed about the initial topic. So good morning, Angel, Chitiz, Ekka.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so let's begin. The basics of Java programming language. Good morning, Anmolika. Okay, it's fine. All of you keep your mic as mute. Now we can begin. Basics of Java programming language. Okay, so first thing in basics of Java programming language, first thing is coming here token. Okay, so you can see here what is a token. So a token is a smallest unit in Java programming language. Each individual unit in Java language statement, for example, you can see character, symbol, punctuator, etc., is considered as a token. So you can understand this is the basic concept of Java programming language. In Java program, whatever we are writing, whatever we are using the symbol, character, different symbol like curly bracket, dot, and a different symbol, whatever the symbol we are using, whatever the word we are using in Java programs, any Java programs, all individual unit are known as tokens. Okay, so that is the concept. So tokens are divided into 5 parts. First one is keywords, second identifiers, third operators, fourth one is punctuators, it is also known as separators, fifth one is literals. So first thing you can see keyword. Keyword it is a reserved word in Java language which has a special meaning to the compiler and cannot be used as an identifiers. So you can see in Java total 32 keywords are reserved in Java programming language. It represents a specific task to the compiler that has to be performed by the compiler. For example here, keyword example here you can see int, float, for, while, import, etc. are the reserved keyword. Using simple program I can show you the example. So you can see in front of your screen that is simple Java program. So you can see the simple Java program. Import java.io, import java.util is given here, class test 98 is here, and all the coding you can see the Java coding. Here you must identify the keyword where we are using the keyword. So as per the definition of token in Java, you can see the example here. Import word is used here, Java word is used here, symbol you can see star symbol we are using, semicolon we are using, class, curly bracket we are using, big bracket here we are using. All these individual unit, all the symbol are known as tokens, and tokens are divided into 5 categories. So first thing you are going to learn the keywords. Keyword are the reserved word. So here you can see how you can identify the keyword. You can see the word which is written in blue color here, import. You can see the import is a word, import. here also import, and this one you can see class, another word here public, here static, another one here void. Okay, so here these are the reserved in Java programming language, so these are known as keyword. So you must keep in mind here import, class, public, static and void. 1 2 3 4 5, these 5 word are reserved in Java language, so these 5 word are known as keywords. All other words are not keyword, like java.io, java.util. String, you can see it is also in blue color, but it is not a keyword. Keep in mind string is a class, and what is the class we will know later, but keep in mind string is not a keyword, string is a class. Here system is also in blue color, but system is also a class which is defined in Java. It is not a keyword. Out, println, these statements are not a keyword. Only these 5 word here in this example. First one is import, second class, third public, then static, and fifth one is void. These 5 word are reserved in Java, so these word are known as keyword. Okay, next thing here you can see identifiers. Identifiers are the names given to different parts of Java programs. Okay, so you can see in Java programs we are using different thing, for example variable, function, objects, constants. All we are giving some certain names. All these names are known as identifiers. And then there are rules for naming identifiers. Okay, so these rules we have already discussed here in last class. We can repeat that one. An identifiers, first rule is here, an identifiers must be started with alphabets and can be continued with digits. Okay, so these are known as identifiers. Second rule is here, it cannot begin with a digit. So as the example I have shown, class name. Class name is an identifier. ARGS, you can see here, it is also an identifier. These names always start with alphabets. We cannot start these identifiers with some digits. Digits are not allowed. So here keep in mind all the identifier name must be started with alphabets, and digits can be used in last position. Okay, after the alphabets. So this is the rule. Next one, it may be of any length. Next rule here, no white space is allowed. And in last you can see in special characters only underscore is used. Okay, so these 5 rules are used for naming any variables, any function name. Okay, next, tokens are operators. And operators are the symbol that perform specific operations on operands. Operands are the data values involved in an operation. The operands can be a variable or constant and are evaluated from left to right. Okay, so you can see some symbols we are using in programs which is used for the calculation purpose. These symbols are known as operators. So here are the types of operators. First one is assignment operators. So one thing keep in mind, equal to symbol is known as assignment operators. Second types here, arithmetic operators. So arithmetic means mathematical. So arithmetic operators are used to calculate the mathematical operation. So these symbols we are using plus, minus, star for multiplication, slash for division, and percentage symbol. Percentage symbol, it is also used for the division, percentage symbols are known as mod operator. Okay, so one thing keep in mind, slash and percentage both are used for the division. Okay, but one difference is here, slash division will returns quotient values, and percentage symbol mod operator will return the remainder values. Some example I will show you in later. Okay, now you can see third types of operator is relational operator. Relational operators are also known as conditional operators. So in conditional operators, these symbols we are using greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, double equal to, and not equal to. Fourth one is logical operators. In logical operators, double ampersand symbol is using. It is known as AND operator. Two vertical lines we are using, it is known as OR operator. Exclamation sign we are using, it is known as NOT operator. So three kinds of logical operator. So what is the use of logical operator, we will discuss about this one later. Okay, so till now just keep in mind these are symbols, and these symbols are known as operators. Operators are used for some calculation purpose in Java program. Only this thing keep in your mind. Okay, next token here you can see punctuators. Good morning Fija Rahman. Okay, next topic you can see punctuators. Okay, punctuators, it is also known as separators. A punctuators or separators are the symbol which is used for some special purpose but not for the calculation. So previous one is operators. Operators is a symbol. So same thing here, punctuators and separators are also a symbol, but one difference you must keep in mind, operators are used for calculation purpose, but punctuators or separators are not used for the calculation, it is used for some special purpose. Okay, so you can see punctuators, it is used for grouping or separating the data values written in the Java program. Here are some examples of punctuators and separators which generally we use in our Java program. First symbol you can see a small bracket, that is known as parenthesis, it is used for the function. Second here symbol you can see a curly bracket, braces, it is used for defining the block, function block. Big bracket, square bracket, it is used for declaring array. Semicolon here we are using, semicolon is used to terminate statements. For example, you can see in this program, simple example program, curly bracket here we are using, here parenthesis, small bracket we are using here, then big bracket, square bracket here we are using. So you can see these symbols which we are using in Java program, any Java program, here semicolon also, these are known as separators. Okay, so these are known as punctuators. Okay, so punctuators is also known as separators. So you have seen the example where we are using the semicolon, comma also we are using, dot also we are using. So these symbols are known as punctuators and separators. Okay, next token here, literals. Literals are the constant values that remain fixed itself during the execution of a program and used for assignment into some variables. Okay, for example here 10, 25, India within double quotes. Okay, so one thing keep in mind, literals are the constant values. Constant values you know already, constant that means it is fixed in whole program. Okay, it doesn't changes by itself. Okay, so that is known as constant values are known as literals. So here types of literals. So you can see there are 5 type of literals in Java program. First one here, integer literals. Integer means whole number. It can be in positive values, it can be 0, it can be in negative values. Like in example you can see plus 78 is a positive, 0 minus 54 is negative values. So these are the integer values. So these are the constant by itself. You can see it doesn't changes by itself. And second one is float literals. Float means, keep in mind, float means fraction values. Okay, fraction values. So fraction values always comes with the point based values. For example here 56.34, 3.34 pi values you are using in program, so 3.14. And sometimes you have seen the symbol E. For example in sometimes in calculator you have seen sometimes. So E is used for the exponentiation purpose. Okay, you can understand easily. Third one is character literals. And one thing keep in mind, for the character literals single quotes we are using, single quotes. For example here D is written within single quotes. And another example here you can see 6 is a number, but if you write any number, for example 6 within a not double, single quotes, any number, if you writing within single quotes, it is known as character literals, not the numbers. Another example, next literals here, string literals. Any sequence of character, if you write within double quotes, it is known as string literals. For example here A, B, C, any sequence of character, if you write within double quotes, it will be a string literals. For example here Ravi, we are writing here Ravi within double quotes, so it is string literals. Any number, for example 1, 3, 4, it is a number, but if you write within double quotes, it will be a string literals, it will not stay as numbers. So keep in mind the difference here, character literals and string literals. Character literals are written within single quotes. Single quotes we are using, this quotes you can see. And string literals we are writing within double quotes. Okay, so you must understand the difference between single quotes and double quotes. Characters are written within single quotes, strings are written within double quotes. Okay, next thing, boolean literals. Boolean, there are only two boolean literals. First one is true, second one is false. So wherever we are using the true or false, it is written with a small letter. These are known as boolean literals. Okay, so these are the types of literals. So for the easy remembrance, keep in mind literals are the constant values whenever we are using in our Java program. Okay, next thing here, data types and variables. Data types are defined as the data storage format that a variable can store a specific operation. The size of a variable and a constant are determined by data types. Okay, so keep in mind there are two types of data types. First one is primitive data types, second one is reference data types. Okay, data types in simple understanding, data types means the types of values we are going to store in some variable. Okay, so here first one is primitive data type, second one is reference data type. So there are two types of data types. So you must know what is this thing. First one is primitive data types. It is a fundamental data types that are predefined and integral part of Java language. Java defines following primitive data types. you must remember these data types. First one is byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, then boolean. Another one is reference data types. These data types contains reference. Reference means address of the location where the values are stored, rather than value itself. Reference data types are also known as composite data types. So one thing keep in mind, composite data types are same as reference data types, similar name. It is created using the primitive data types. Any class in Java are reference data types. For examples, in this example you can see string. String is a reference data types, but another example here you can see student, cuboid. Whatever the class name we are using, all the class name is generally a reference data types. Okay, next thing, another topic here, variable. So as the name is here, variable means values is always changeable. Okay, so a variable is a location in memory which has been assigned a name and is used to store the data temporarily. Okay, so in Java programming language, how we are defining the variable? It is simple. Syntax is given here. You can see syntax for defining variable. First we are mentioning the data type, then variable name. Okay, for example here, int age, float, percentage, char, name. Okay, so these are the rules for naming any variable. Okay, for example I can show you. Suppose in this program, if you're going to define any variable for roll number, so we can use int roll, then in semicolon we are using. So you can see the example int roll. So int is a data type and roll is simply a variable name. Variable means where we are going to store some values. For example here roll equal to some values, if you going to store 12. Okay, so roll is a variable where we are going to store the 12 values here. So using this example you can see 12 is a constant value, so 12 is a literals. Roll is a variable name, so it is an identifiers. Int is predefined for primitive data type, so it is a keyword. And equal to, you can see equal to is an assignment operator. So you must identify what tokens we are going to use here in Java program. Okay, so int is a keyword, roll is a variable name, it is called identifiers, equal to is assignment operator, 12 is fixed constant values, it is known as literals. So according to the definition of different tokens, I have shown you the examples in Java program where we are using these tokens. Okay, another next topic you see, comments I will tell you later. Okay, next thing you must know how to take input from the keyboard in Java programs. Okay, so one thing keep in mind, we are using the scanner class. Okay, so we are using the scanner sc, then new scanner system.in. so this thing you must keep in mind. And how to accept the values from the keyboard, here is the example code to accept integer values. Int x, suppose you are going to accept the values for integer, here we are writing int x equal to sc.next int. So this is fixed for integer values, sc.next int. Okay, so keep in mind this syntax and statement you will use in all the Java programs. Okay, all other data types we will see later. Okay, one example I can show you for understanding of Java programming. In your screen you can see question, write a Java program to accept values of length and breadth of rectangle and calculate area. Okay, so this program will show you a simple program, Java program, which will calculate the area of a rectangle. So to start the Java program, we are writing import java.io.star, import java.util, then class rectangle, curly bracket, public static void main. Here scanner we are using, new scanner system.int. So we are defining the variable length l equal to 0, b equal to 0, area equal to 0. Okay, so system.out.println enter length equal to l equal to sc.next int. Okay, so this is the example program. I can show you by doing the program and how to execute, how to run. I can show you easily. Kindly focus on the screen. So here it is JCreator. We will do new file. Here we are giving the class name rectangle. Okay. So here we are using import java.io.star, import java.util.star. Okay, public is optional, now ignore it, we can use later. Okay, then here public static void main, here string args. So scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in. So here int l equal to 0, b for breadth equal to 0, area equal to 0. So there is limited time, so I am doing just copy paste, so we can do the same. So time is limited, so I am just doing copy paste for understanding. Okay, so you can see clearly in your screen we have written here scanner sc equal to new scanner. So it is fixed. Keep in mind, scanner is used wherever you are going to enter some values. Int l equal to 0, b equal to 0, area equal to 0. So first accept the values of length, enter length equal to, so l equal to sc dot next int, then enter breadth b equal to sc dot next int. After accepting the values l and b, we are going to do calculation. So area equal to l multiply b. So here we are calculating the area. After calculating the area, result will be stored in area variable. So it is we are going to print here system.out.println. We will use the statement. So one thing keep in mind, system.out.println, this statement is we are using to print the string or any values from the variable. So here it will print area of rectangle equal to plus here area is a variable, so values of that variable will be printed out in our screen. So this is complete program. Now you can see we can compile. So you can see the process of compilation. Okay, so process is being going on. Some errors. Okay, what is the errors? Yeah, enter. Okay, this one is not identifying double quotes. So you can see Java programming is simple, only concept you must understand. Now okay, now I have modified. Now you can see the process of compilation. Okay, now it will run properly. All the errors I have removed. Okay, fine. Any doubt regarding this concept? Anybody reply? All of you? Yeah, all of you just reply back. All of you understood how to do the Java programming?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody having question? Any question for this program? Understanding about this program? Okay. Yeah, any question regarding this program? For understanding of this program? Yeah, anybody? Class 9?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what question you can ask?
So line 15, why you have written plus area?
Yeah, plus area. Yes, a good question. Keep in mind, plus here, plus is used for the concatenation. Concatenation means combine two things. Here we have used double quotes, a sequence of character within double quotes, so it is string. Okay, and here variable, it is a identifiers. To write together we cannot use any other symbol. To for the output in our screen we are using here plus. Plus will show you this one string first, it will print the screen first. This one area of rectangle will be printed out, then it will print values of this area in screen. Example you can see, I am running this program. Yeah, you can see compilation is completed properly, process completed. Now I am running. Okay, you can see the output. Inter length, some values I have given. Inter breadth, some values I have given. Now you can see the output. Area of rectangle 3224. Okay, so as per the code here you can see, area of rectangle. So this is printed out in screen here. Area of rectangle equal to plus area. Area is values of variable area is going to be printed out here. That is why it is used here plus. Okay, understood all of you? Anybody? Any question? Yeah, anybody? Any question? Yes, class 9 ABC. Okay, it's fine. So I hope you understand about the Java programming. So in next class we will discuss more programs so that you can understand about the Java programming language. Okay, so its time is already over, so you can leave the class now and you can join another class. Okay, okay, I will see you in next class. kindly leave the class and look for another class which is coming soon.